Good afternoon, crafters. It is Tangi from Papercrafting Australia. Thank you for joining me for another tutorial. We are doing this one on a Sunday, so just doing some catch-ups for September. Well, today we're going to be doing a simple card, so we're going to be doing the layered flip card. So for me, it's a simple Sunday in September, although it's October. So we're just catching up on the last tutorial for September. So after this, we'll be reverting back to our one tutorial per week for the box for October. So thanks for popping along. I'm just going to pop in and make sure that we've got, oops, back we go. Look at me. I'm like, let's go see what we're doing. No, I'm just going to check in and see who we have got joining us on Facebook and on YouTube. Hi Tony, hi Margaret. Margaret, I've gotten your messages and I will be getting back to you later today just regarding your subscription, so bear with me on that one. Just tried to have a little bit of a quiet afternoon yesterday and we had family dinner, so we were a little bit busy. It's a bit warm today, it's a bit weird, it's a bit muggy. I think it's going to rain later maybe. There's like a weird weather pressure thing going on, so you know, my hair's a little bit kooky. It's a Sunday, and of course we've all had an hour's less sleep, although I did sleep in quite a bit because we've moved into daylight savings time, and we did have a little bit of trouble with the getting the stream set up today. For some reason I had to choose 1 o'clock to make it 2 o'clock on YouTube, because when I selected 2 o'clock it made it 3 o'clock, and I was like, that's going to confuse everybody. So hopefully everyone has found us okay today. As I said, we're going to be making a simple card for a Sunday, so just a layered flip card we're going to do today. So thanks if you're joining us on, oops, I can't get my iPad's not working. It's not letting me see comments and things on Facebook and YouTube, but if you're on either, if you're on YouTube, just remember to comment in the chat. You just need to be a subscriber to the channel. We're not going to bombard you with messages or anything, but you just do need to subscribe to the channel in order to post comments in the chat. That is purely a mechanism for us because there are lots of spammers out there who like to just pop their little crazy own little messages on there that have no relevance whatsoever to what we're doing, and they're trying to scam you out of money and things like that. So that just prevents that from happening. So subscribe and then create your own account. So create a channel. It's not creating a channel. You don't have to put any content on it, but you just need to have an account with YouTube to be able to then post in those comments. Otherwise, you can join us on Facebook. We do it on both streams so that if one falls over, we've got a backup, so people can still keep going. So if we have any tech difficulties along the way, for anyone who hasn't joined us before, just switch across to the other social media stream. Judy made it on time today. Thanks for joining us, Judy. Happy to have you. Let's have a look. It's probably going to be a fairly short tutorial today, but we'll get to it. So this is the, oh, there's my comments. They've popped back on, oops, Facebook. I can see Bridget's here too. Hi, Bridget. So we're doing, this is, and it's quite a large card today. You can alter these dimensions to suit yourself, but this ends up being, I think, a 6.5 by 6.5 inch card. No, it is a 6.5. A 6.5 by 6.5. And as you can see, it is just a layer of, or layers of, a 3 by 3 inch card, that'll be a 4 by 4 inch card, and then a 5 by 5, and then finally, once it lifts up, a 6 by 6. And then you've got the 6.5 by 6.5 inch backing, just to give it a little bit more stability. So you've got, you know, increasing sizes, and I think this is a really cute card. I really want to go through and make some pockets and some little things to sit in here and pop tags and stuff in. I think it would be a really great card for, you know, a bit of a story that you're telling someone. Like, say for example, you're getting a teenage daughter, you know, some concert tickets for her birthday. Of course, the last thing would be, you know, a little pocket in here with the concert tickets in, but there might be, you know, some little, you know, we know you've loved One Direction since you were 5, and, you know, like little stories along the way would be kind of cute. So I think, yeah, there might be a little nephew of mine that might be getting something like this for his birthday, which is not too far away. Better get that in the mail. But let's get on with making the card. So today you're going to need just some cardstock. The biggest size you're going to need for cards is going to be a 6 by 12 inch. So you're going to need half a sheet for the layer that is that yellow card. And then for the black layers, now you don't have to do black layers, you can do whatever color you like. But I'll refer to them as the black layers on here. The biggest one is a 6.5 by 6.5 inch. Now you can get all 4 of these black layers out of one 12 by 12 inch sheet. So I'll go through and show you how that happens here. I've got all these dimensions in the descriptions for the Facebook and YouTube video, so you can absolutely find them there if you don't catch them while you're watching today's tutorial. You're also going to need some double-sided tape or liquid adhesive. You're going to need a bone folder, and you're going to need a paper trimmer or a guillotine to cut your cardstock down, and also a scoreboard or your trimmer like I was using yesterday in the last tutorial, with the groove in it that you can use your bone folder to score. So it's basic, simple materials, nothing extravagant, nothing too fancy. But let's get on with it. So with my colours, I've got the colours that came in our kits for September for the Crafternoon Box. If you haven't been a subscriber before, there's lots of info on our website at papercraftingaustralia.com about our subscription boxes. We do have our current one for November on sale at the moment. That one finishes on Wednesday this week. So if you want to get in, it's all about Christmas cards. There's some new exclusive papers in there. It's really exciting. Pop onto our website, you'll find the details. So this is Craft Weave cardstock. We've got the colours of daffodil, cornflower, thyme and dove. So I'm going to work on those. Now, making this card earlier today, I've used up a whole black 12 by 12 inch sheet, and then I've used different sizes or different sections of, and you can see just with the size of what's left. So you'll be able to get out of, sort of 5 sheets of cardstock, 6 sheets of cardstock, because you'll need 2 blacks. You can actually get 2 of these cards. So if you wanted to make a couple, they will just be kind of reverse order of the colours, because obviously the dove cardstock, you only used a little bit, there's plenty left, whereas you won't get another, you'll just get another 6 by 6 inch out of that one. So you might find, if you are wise with your usage, you might end up getting 3 cards out of those. So we'll get started. As I said, it's not a very difficult project today. I'm just going to try and put that somewhere where we can still see it. Everything's kind of slid sideways on my desk today. Feels a bit weird. All right, I've got some white cardstock in here as well. So just if you wanted to, you could, on some of these pages, they are quite light colours. So if you wrote in a dark coloured pen, you could certainly see it. But if you're one of those people who likes a white card to write on, you could cut up some white cardstock and do that. I'm probably not going to do that today. I'm just going to make this super simple. All right, pop that over there, something like that. All right, move those cards out the way, and we'll start with the black cardstock. Whoops, gosh, bang clang. I'm just going to put my big guillotine up on the desk today. This is just a Fiskars rotary cutter, so it's got the round blade. It does need a bit of a clean, but not to worry. Okay, so the first panel that we're going to cut, so this is for the black panel, so we'll cut all of these to start with. So we're going to cut, this is just a 12 by 12 inch piece of cardstock, and we're going to cut 6.5 inches. And I'll pop that spare bit aside. Turn this one on its side and also cut 6.5 inches. Okay, that's your base layer there. Now this piece that came left over is going to be just the right size. It's going to be 5.5 inches left out of your 12. And we're going to turn that one sideways and make it a 5.5 by 5.5 inch square. A little bit of scrap. That is your second black layer. So bearing in mind that we're missing the coloured ones for the moment. With this piece that we've gone cut off earlier, we are going to cut that one down. So I'm going to put that on the long ways. I'm going to cut that at 4.5. And then turn that one and trim that down to 4.5 inches as well. That's your third layer of black. It's hard to see, black on black. And then with this one here, we are going to, on the lengthways, cut down 3.5 inches. Pop that in the scrap pile, and then turn that one again and cut it to a 3.5 inch square. So now you've got all 4 of your layers. If you are not a person who likes a 1/4 inch, border or layer, or you wanted to get more layers on your card, you could absolutely change all these dimensions down to 1/4 inches, and then you could, you could pop more layers on. So it's up to you. Next, I'm going to cut the card that I've got the biggest amount of cardstock left on, and that's going to be for the yellow layer on our example card. So for this, we're going to cut a 12 by 6 inch panel. So I'm just going to cut this. I know this is 12 inches wide. So I'm just going to cut that one down to 12 by 6. Just going to pop that one aside for the moment. I'm going to cut my next largest piece of cardstock. And this one we're going to cut into 5 by 10 inches. So that's my 5. And cut that to 10. Again, popping that one aside with my little scraps over there. You can kind of see the pattern that's going on here. This one we're going to cut down to 4 by 8. Trim away. And finally, we're going to cut down to a 3 by 6 inch for the last little panel. 6 there. Beautiful. So I can take my trimmer out of the way, put it somewhere way out of the way where I'm not going to knock it with my chair. And I'm going to bring along my scoreboard and my bone folder. All right. So again, this is a relatively simple process. Just going to pop my card layers out the way. I'll take the 6 by 12 inch. I'm going to flip that over so that the weave colour pattern is on top. So this is my 6 by 12 inch panel. So I'm just going to score this down the middle at 6 inches. Fold that into a square card. Burnish that edge. And then that one is that first layer. Pop the next layer of black cardstock on the front of that card. I'm going to take this section of card. Now this is the one measuring 5 by 10 inches. Just going to score this at 5 because we're wanting to make a square card. Half of 10 is 5. I've got my math right. Just burnish that card fold. Pop that there. So you can see it's a pretty simple process. We're just layering everything up. The next piece of cardstock, this is my 4 by 8 inches. So we're going to score that, of course, at 4 inches. Just to make that nice little square card. Pop that one on there. Our next layer of black. And then we've got our little 6 by 3 inch, which we will score at 3 inches. Burnish that one. Pop it on top. And that's pretty much it. I'll pop the scoreboard away. We will continue. We'll pop the put the whole card together. I'm not going to just leave you there. Be like, job done. Nice and easy. Alrighty. I'm going to take all of these off, put them off to the side. Actually, I'm going to flip them upside down just so that I know which one I'm working on at a given time. So, of course, you're going to want to put some tape onto the back of your card. So it's just lots of layers of cards, to be fair. And you can do this with rectangle shapes. You could try triangles if you wanted to. Might be a bit tricky. I wanted to get real tricky earlier and do some hexagons to go with our bee theme, but do you know how hard hexagons are to work out? I was trying to use an online calculator and it just, it was too much for my Sunday morning. Too much. But basically it's just, you know, just bits that get smaller each time. And it's up to you whether you do 1/4 inches or 1/2 inch differences in your layer size. Of course, if you did 1/4 inches, you could get more layers on there, but you would need more card. So it's up to you. There's plenty of card for sale in the online store. You can always top up if you wanted to make extra layers. Here we go with my my good peeling skills. It was peeling really good for me this morning when I was making the example. And today it's just, as soon as I'm on camera, it just doesn't peel. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So did anyone miss Q on the daylight savings times today and end up waking up way too late for what they, anyone run late? I'm guessing that there are going to be a couple of my staff tomorrow morning who haven't done the daylight savings thing properly and are probably going to end up running late. It's like you had a whole day to fix it. Gone a little bit crooked on that one, but it's not too bad. So once we've got the first card attached, and you can see that we've got, it's just a card stuck to a piece of cardstock. We'll grab the next black layer. Yours may not be black, you might have chosen a different colour. And stick all of this down. Lots of layers. Just a nice simple card for a Sunday, just to wrap up September. Tomorrow's a public holiday for New South Wales. You guys have got a long weekend. Off your luck. We had ours last week and I don't think it really felt like a long weekend. Now we have to wait till November for our next one, which is kind of funny because they say that our restrictions will ease on the 5th of November. And I mean, we get Melbourne Cup Day on the second or the first Tuesday of the month, and I don't know what day that falls on, but it feels like we're going to be like open then shut because it's a public holiday. I might be wrong. So I'm just going to pop that layer on there. So now we've got quite a heavy card there. It's got a layer on the back. It's got an extra layer on the front. Then we'll take our next card. Make sure we're going the right way with it. Pop some more tape down. Because I have to say, the beef Wellington that Ben made yesterday for family dinner, oh goodness, it was delicious. So good. There is nothing better than meat wrapped in more meat, prosciutto, and wrapped in pastry. Whoever was onto that is definitely onto a winner. Seems like such an old-fashioned meal. People don't really cook it, and I think it's because there's a lot of effort that you have to go to. There's also the layer of mushrooms at the bottom before you wrap it in. But when we went to buy the meat, there was a young girl at the butcher's, and she had no idea what we were asking for. We're like, we just need a cut of meat for beef Wellington, and she was like, for what? Yes, Tony, there's some leftovers. So I've had brunch. I got up at 11:30 this morning, so I've had brunch, which was just a pumpkin scones, and I'm just saving myself for after this. I will have some leftover Wellington for lunch. It's a bit of a late lunch, but never mind. Now, Marie, did I just see you say you don't have daylight savings in WA? No, that's that's pretty normal. What was that? Yeah. Sharon, your dogs always know when it's breakfast time. Always. They probably thought it was at 6 o'clock in the morning though, or is it the other way? Yeah, they probably tried to wake you up early, thinking it was. No, it would have been later. I don't know. I always get confused. I just do what the clock tells me to do. But the dogs have got internal clocks. They definitely know when it's breakfast time. Okay, more peeling. So now we have to plan what family dinner is going to be for next weekend. Have we got any favourites amongst the group of what's the favourite family meal? I'm a bit keen on a lamb roast. So that's my suggestion for next week's meal. But you've got to also plan. Oops, I've got a bit of a hair stuck in there. You also got to plan dessert as well. Excellent. So you can see the hinges of the card just sit just inside where the next hinge for this card goes. So they do kind of lift up, it's not like a waterfall card, they're a little bit different. What are you guys saying? You missing daylight savings, yeah. It is my favourite time of the year. I'm not a morning person, so I'm a bit more active after work. So going for a walk, I mean, at the moment we've been going for a walk before work and after work, just because for the rest of the day we're kind of, while it's lockdown, we're really only moving from one room to another inside the house. We're not out walking to work, catching public transport, having to walk miles to get to wherever you're working. So we're trying to go for walks, but I feel like tomorrow it's going to be pitch black when we try and walk before work. But I do love being able to, go for a walk after dinner. It's really good. Or, have a picnic dinner in the park or, stuff like that. It would be nice. Tony, your family loves homemade sticky wings with roast veggies. Ooh, do you have a recipe? I love wings. I kind of only like them if they've been deep fried and doused in super amazing sauce, though. Is that a problem? There we go. Just pop that one on there. So that's the third card that we've got. Another black panel, and I know that I'm running out of double-sided tape. I did put an extra roll on my desk today because I was like, this is going to run out right when I need it, and I'm pretty much on it. It's going to be any strip now. It's going to be short. What have we got? When Judy's grandson comes to visit, you have to make meatloaf followed by golden syrup dumplings. Ooh, yes, they sound good. I've never been I've never understood the whole like Yorkshire pudding dumplings thing, but Ben made the other night this meatball tray bake kind of thing that you just stick in the oven, except he wanted to put it in the Kamado. Actually, he did put it in the Kamado in our smoker. But it was like meatballs at the bottom with like this amazing sauce, and then scone dough over the top, which is kind of like American biscuits. And it like all puffed up, and it like absorbed didn't absorb all of it, but like it helped you soak up all of the tomato sauce from meatballs and stuff. It was so delicious. But I'm a bit of a barbecue sauce fan. Being a diabetic, I love sugary things, things that I shouldn't have. Yeah, so I'm all keen to do that one again, and this time make it with barbecue sauce instead of a tomato sauce. There you go. We're at the end of the roll, folks. I knew it was going to happen. Oh, dear. I'll put it in the middle. Won't hurt to have an extra piece there. I've got to find the end of this one. Here it is. What are some? Yeah, now you're getting hungry. We have found, Mum, a really good local place that does the best chicken wings, buffalo chicken wings, and some barbecue ones. And they do a little side dish with some little pickled carrots, and they are to die for. And they're only just quick pickle carrots. They're not even like a long-term stick it in a jar for 2 years and then try it, which I did with some cucumbers quite a few years ago, and we are enjoying those pickles. Let me tell you, they have come up a treat. But yeah, so we'll have to get those wings. Making Tony hungry as well. We'll have to get those wings when you come back. They also do a ripper of a steak sandwich. So there's that. You got any suggestions on Facebook? Sound is low again, Marie. Is anyone else having trouble hearing me sound-wise? Same here, says Sharon. I've not changed anything. Maybe I'm just mumbling. Shame you can't come across the border. Yeah, not for a little bit. Maybe in November. We might have to get everybody over in November just in case the borders close again very shortly before Christmas. At least if everybody's here before then, you know, you can just stay. We've got plenty of room. Too easy. Very low volume. That's so weird. Let me push this up and I'll see if that helps. Alrighty. Now, I don't think I'm going to put a sentiment on the front of this one today because I am going to use this for a nephew and these kind of aren't his things. I can probably put a little gnome on there. And put, I want that happy B-Day, but I want it in a different colour. Oh dear. Alright, well maybe I'll cut that out and I'll just put it on a black background. Where have I put my cutting mat across the room. That's always a good thing. Put it way over there. You go that side. YouTube's okay volume-wise, Tony? I mean, I've turned it all up now, so hopefully it's almost at the top where I can go to. Here we go. Happy B-Day. I like to try and cut these all the way across because I know that then I can cut the next ones and it's all straight. Not higgledy-piggledy because I've cut one before and I've only cut the start of it out like these ones. Happy B-Day. You know what we call, so this is for my nephew Bailey. So we call him B, or B-Man, or all kinds of other crazy nicknames. So this is like Happy B-Day, B-Man. I think you'll get a laugh out of that. He probably won't even. He's 9. He won't notice. All right, I'll just take this on. He'll just be like, a card, great. Does it have money in it? No? Okay, thanks. No, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. His sisters are better at understanding gifts and presents and that little process of saying thank you and all that kind of stuff. But he's getting there. He's learning. He's growing up. So I'm just putting a little black border just around this, just because it is going to go onto a yellow background. So I just need it to pop a little bit, and I'm just going to leave some space because I'll do some handwriting on there later to write Bailey or B-Man. He might get the joke that it's the B-Day for the B-Man and it's a B, but he might not. But that's what I'm probably gonna finish this. Where will I go first? Oh, out of lockdown. Where will I go first? We've got a 15-kilometre limit, so we can go 15 k's from our home at the moment, unless we're authorised and all of that sort of jazz. But yeah, I don't know where I want to go first. I kind of want to I don't want to actually go anywhere. I just want to be able to get people to my house to get work done, like tradesmen, construction people that can come and build the retaining walls for my garden so that then I can put dirt in it and I can start building my garden. That would be good. So I don't really want to go anywhere. I want other people to be able to come to see me. Particularly my families from across the border. I would like that. It's our first Christmas in our new house this year, so we were wanting to play host, and now there's going to be a lot of plans and COVID tests and vaccination rules and things that everybody's going to have to abide by to be able to get over the border to see us. So that's going to be fun. And our family normally does things like we go to the Speedway and watch sprint cars on New Year's Eve and things like that. And I don't know that they'll be on this year. And if they are, I don't know that I want to go. Just given the number of crazies that are going to be out that aren't vaccinated. I just don't want to be amongst that. I'm a bit gun shy of crowds at the moment. Because even though I'm double vaxxed, I can still get it. I can still pass it on to someone who's not vaccinated, or pass it on to somebody else and then they pass it on to somebody who's not vaccinated, and that's the bit that scares me. I'll just pop that little guy there, a little bee on there doing his thing. So I'll jazz that up a little bit later on. I'm going to fill these panels with some photos of Bailey and the family over the last few years. He's turning 9. He's growing up so quick. Haven't seen my 6 kids for so long. The hugs are going to be long. Yeah, Tony, they are. I hope you got a box of tissues as well. Yeah, we counted last night that we would have 19 people in our house for Christmas if we could have the people that we want to have here. Which I think we're allowed to have 20, so we're kind of just short, and we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's our short and simple card, nice quick one for a Sunday. So that's the layered flip card. Again, you could make it so that it flips this way if you would prefer that orientation, and of course then when your card sits on a mantelpiece, it's a nice little presentation. But it'll also sit sideways. It'll just start to flick open like that. But it's I think it's a great little simple card for anyone, and lots of things that you can pop inside it. So I'll pop back to my front camera. Thanks so much everybody for spending some time on your Sunday afternoon with us. You might be watching this at a later date, and that's perfectly fine as well. If you have not yet subscribed to the Crafternoon Box, remember you've got until the 6th of the month to do that. We have currently got the November box on sale, which is Christmas card related, so you can get 12 of your best crafting Christmas cards all ready for sending out to people in the long-awaited postal service that goes through at the moment. So jump on board. We're on papercraftingaustralia.com on our website. We've also got our Christmas Gala patterned paper on sale now, so grab yourself some of that while you're there. You can also add things to your Crafternoon Box subscription and without having to pay additional shipping. Just pop the code NEXTBOX into your order at the checkout, and it'll take off the shipping for those extra items that you want to pop through, and we will put those products into the next Crafternoon Box that comes out to you. So thanks again for joining me. I'll see you next week for the first of our October tutorials, but until then, stay safe and stay happy. Speak to you soon. Bye.